The price good men pay for indifference to public affairs is to be ruled by evil men. Be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a harder battle. Every heart sings a song, incomplete, until another heart whispers back. Those who wish to sing always find a song. We can easily forgive a child who is afraid of the dark. The real tragedy of life is when men are afraid of the light. Only the dead have seen the end of war. Do not train a child to learn by force or harshness, but direct them to it by what amuses their minds, so that you may be better able to discover with accuracy the particular bent of the genius of each. The heaviest penalty for declining to rule is to be ruled by someone inferior to yourself. I am the wisest man alive, for I know one thing, and that is that I know nothing. Never discourage anyone who continually makes progress, no matter how slow. Good people do not need laws to tell them to act responsibly, while bad people will find a way around the laws. The measure of a man is what he does with power. Ignorance, the root and stem of every evil. If women are expected to do the same work as men, we must teach them the same things. Human behavior flows from three main sources: desire, emotion, and knowledge. There is truth in wine and children. The madness of love is the greatest of heaven's blessings. Education is teaching our children to desire the right things. There are three classes of men: lovers of wisdom, lovers of honor, and lovers of gain. In politics, we presume that everyone who knows how to get votes knows how to administer a city or a state. When we are ill, we do not ask for the handsomest physician or the most eloquent one. There are two things a person should never be angry at: what they can help and what they cannot. You should not honor men more than truth. When men speak ill of thee, live so as nobody may believe them. Those who are able to see beyond the shadows and lies of their culture will never be understood, let alone believed by the masses. How can you prove whether at this moment we are sleeping and all our thoughts are a dream, or whether we are awake and talking to one another in the waking state? Necessity is the mother of invention. The greatest wealth is to live content with little. No man should bring children into the world who is unwilling to preserve to the end in their nature and education. An empty vessel makes the loudest sound, so they that have the least wit are the greatest babblers. Character is simply habit long continued. Beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. Excellence is not a gift, but a skill that takes practice. We do not act rightly because we are excellent. In fact, we achieve excellence by acting rightly. People are like dirt. They can either nourish you and help you grow as a person, or they can stunt your growth and make you wilt and die. There is in every one of us, even those who seem to be most moderate, a type of desire that is terrible, wild, and lawless. Good actions give strength to ourselves and inspire good actions in others. Nothing beautiful without struggle. I would teach children music, physics, and philosophy, but most importantly, music, for the patterns in music and all the arts are the keys to learning. The first and best victory is to conquer self. To fear death, my friends, is only to think ourselves wise without really being wise, for it is to think that we know what we do not know, for no one knows whether death may not be the greatest good that can happen to man. Love is the name for our pursuit of wholeness, for our desire to be complete. At the touch of love, everyone becomes a poet. Man is a being in search of meaning. No wealth can ever make a bad man at peace with himself. False words are not only evil in themselves, but they infect the soul with evil. All I really know is the extent of my own ignorance. He whom loves touches not walks in darkness. No one is more hated than he who speaks the truth. Excess of liberty, whether it lies in state or individuals, seems only to pass into excess of slavery. Man is a tame or civilized animal. Nevertheless, he requires proper instruction and a fortunate nature, and then, of all animals, he becomes the most divine and most civilized. But if he be insufficiently or ill-educated, he is the most savage of earthly creatures. Moneymakers are tiresome company, as they have no standards but cash value. The direction in which education starts a man will determine his future life. Time is the moving image of reality. Wise men talk because they have something to say, fools because they have to say something. Lack of activity destroys the good condition of every human being. Those who are too smart to engage in politics are punished by being governed by those who are dumber. Strange times are these in which we live, when old and young are taught falsehoods in school, and the person that dares to tell the truth is called at once a lunatic and fool. Plato asked Socrates, "What is love?" Socrates, "Go into the field and get me the most special leaf." Plato returned with no leaf at hand, said, "I found the most beautiful leaf in the field, but I didn't pick it up, for I might find a better one. But when I returned to the place, it was gone." Socrates, "We always look for the best in life. When we finally see it, we take it for granted, and expecting a better one, not knowing it was the best and last." We do not learn, and what we call learning is only a process of recollection. Let the speaker speak truly, and the judge decide justly. He who wishes to serve his country must have not only the power to think, but the will to act. No matter how hard you fight the darkness, every light casts a shadow, and the closer you get to the light, the darker that shadow becomes. A sensible man will remember that the eyes may be confused in two ways, by a change from light to darkness or from darkness to light, and he will recognize that the same thing happens to the soul. Wealth does not bring about excellence, but excellence makes wealth and everything else good for men, both individually and collectively. To the degree that I cease to pursue my deepest passion, I will gradually be controlled by my deepest fears. He who is only an athlete is too crude, too vulgar, too much a savage. He who is a scholar only is too soft, too effeminate. The ideal citizen is the scholar athlete, the man of thought and the man of action. He who is of calm and happy nature will hardly feel the pressure of age, but to him who is of an opposite disposition, youth and age are equally a burden. Courage is a kind of salvation. Courage is knowing what not to fear. Physical excellence does not of itself produce a good mind and character. On the other hand, excellence of mind and character will make the best of the physique it is given. The only thing he ought to consider, if he does anything, is whether he does right or wrong, whether it is what a good man does or a bad man. A good decision is based on knowledge and not on numbers. Mankind censure injustice, fearing that they may be the victims of it, and not because they shrink from committing it. Reality is created by the mind. We can change our reality by changing our mind.